Hi, it's Craig Moore here, and this is my 6-month review of the new Harley-Davidson Pan America S. Say new, it's still new to me. It's probably one of the newest bikes in the Harley-Davidson lineup, and it's a bike that now I own. So myself, I work for Sykes Harley-Davidson, which is a local dealer in Sussex. One of the biggest in the UK, I believe. But yeah, so you might think that this video is going to be just me talking about all the positives about the Pan America and doing a whole sales process, but it's not. No, it seriously isn't going to be like that. Why did I buy a Pan America? Well, I got invited with Harley-Davidson up to the Mike Exton's experience back in May, I believe it was. I wasn't looking to purchase a Pan America. My background is off-road riding, so I presume the dealership thought, tell you what, we'll send Craig up there. He's got a bit of background and he will put it through its paces. So again, I had no intention of buying the Pan America. So we went up to Mike Exton with Harley-Davidson UK, and it was a brilliant few days. So the hospitality was brilliant, as you expect from Harley-Davidson, but also what Mike Exton's had to offer in the off-road side of things and the roads in Wales. You know, if you've been to Wales, brilliant. But the Pan America really stood out. People say to me, well, why did you buy the Pan America and not another adventure bike? How does it compare to the other adventure bikes? I don't know. I've never been in the market for a adventure bike, and I wasn't in the market when I rode the bike in May, but I had to have one. Being a Harley-Davidson loyal worker, I thought, well, it makes sense. I don't own a Harley-Davidson at the moment, been with the brand for 13 years, and it's about time that I purchased my own bike, and I couldn't afford it, so it was all a bit like, what should I do? But I literally, the bike was brilliant. We went off-road, done lots of rocks, and Mike himself, or Mick, sorry I should say, took us off on a separate piece of the Harley-Davidson experience, me and my colleague Craig, and we really put it through its paces, and quite daunting, but the bike performed brilliantly off-road. That was something that I was really keen to understand how the bike did perform. Was it something, if I owned that bike, I think I would really embrace that side of owning the Pan America, which we'll talk about a bit later. So yeah, we've done that, loved it. Then we went on to this balancing. That was great as well. I actually won the competition without blowing my own trumpet. I beat Mike, Mick. I just, yeah, the bike fitted like a glove. So it was back to the dealership, to have a serious chat with the owner and my sales manager, say, look, I want this bike. Then I had was in the same position as all you guys were. Ordered the bike on back order, obviously with Brexit, how popular the bike was as well. It really meant that I had to wait, and, which sucked. But I picked the bike up in September of last year, September 2021. It's on a 71 plate, and picked it up on the 1st. Obviously on the site, I was like one of my own customers. It was yeah, it was a great experience. New owner, new bike. Bits I added to the bike before it left. I added the sump guard, a few railings on the side, a little bit of carbon, but that was about it really. Nothing much more I wanted to do. People say, why didn't you change the exhaust? At the time there wasn't much out there, and me being a bit more off-road, I was worried I didn't want to go spend all that money on exhaust and then throw it on the floor, so I left that. The only thing I was waiting for was luggage, but again, with a lot of people it was on back order, so I had to compromise, and I brought the soft sort of bags that Harley had offer, and yeah, it done the job for now. So picked the bike up, first trip, it was straight to Wales, and I went on my own, hit Wales, so I went up to Wales, then to Peak District, Lake District, and just in my element. The bike performed excellent. No issues whatsoever. Running it in for obviously first 500 miles, going through the rev range, going through the gears, new tyres, new brakes, but it spot on. Yeah, can't fault it. Great fun. Got to 1,000 miles, went to the local dealer, got it serviced, brilliant, so that was all good. Then we headed off to meet some friends of the family, and some friends of mine, to Yorkshire. I took it round the Oliver's Mount race circuit at Scarborough. Brilliant fun, handled well. Guy with me, Martin, he was also on a Pan America, and they put it in sport mode, and yeah, I think it surprised a few people. There was a lot of people there, and yeah, it performed. Me, I'm a bit, when it goes, I'm good at going slow, but when it goes to going quick, don't want to know. Brilliant. One hiccup I had, which I did notice on the way back, for some reason I pulled up into a garage, I stopped, fueled up, went to ride off, nothing would happen, wouldn't start. I'm not sure what the issue was, but a lot of people say, you know, if you're a Harley rider, especially in France, places like that, if you push it out of the garage, it will sort the alarm side out, something to do with the signalling or something like that, and it'll be fine. I did that, I don't know, just didn't want to start. I was like, no, I was stuck literally, I think I was on the way back anyway, I was around Silverstone area on the way back, and it just wouldn't start. Turn it on, it was firing, like you hear the fuel pump, press the button, nothing was happening whatsoever. So I was like, oh, here we go. You know, these gremlins I've been hearing about, it's come to haunt me. So I thought, I'm going to ring Hog Assist. I've got Hog Assist with the bike, I'll get them out, pick them up, and they can sort it out. So I rang them up. As I rang them up, I thought, just try it one more time. Bavoom, it fired up. Odd. The engine light was on. But, so I rode there, got to Dartford Crossing. As I got to Dartford Crossing, there was that Insulate Britain blocked the road up, so I had to stop. I was right at the front, they were there on my bike. They wouldn't let me just go around, and the police, I had to stop. So I stopped the bike, so I thought I'd play around with the codes, and I actually cleared all the codes myself. There were 4 codes. Started the bike up, engine light off, and it performed perfectly. All the way home through Dartford, back into sunny Sussex, and got home after a brilliant week's riding on the bike. Comfort wise, I can't fault it. I'm 6'1", I have the seat on the highest setting. I must stress my Pan America is the standard, not standard, so it hasn't got the adaptive ride height, it's got a normal suspension, but I have got the lace wheels. Being 6'1", 6'2", it's not something I need an adaptive ride height, but perhaps thinking about it for the more wider picture when it comes to sell the bike, that would have been a probably better thing to do, and it would have benefited me, but there we are. So moving on, done a few more rides out on the bike, and with the dealership we're really embracing the Pan America, and I've started up my own little sort of a Wednesday club or Friday club where we leave the dealership and go riding, and I've got loads of green lanes, byways, I should say. Just be careful, you know, obviously to make sure you're not riding on illegal roads or private property, but we've got a lot of byways local to us, and I took 8 Pan America owners out on these byways. Standard tyres, nothing changed on the bike, everyone had the standard tyres. Obviously I would recommend, if you are going off-road, to probably have the lace wheels, the spoke wheels. Pure fact is that if you have the cast wheels, again, they're great off-road. Around here, you've got no issue whatsoever. But if you are going on more rough terrain, through rivers, if you hit a rock, they will crack easier, where the spoke rims will just flex. But that's so minor, I can't see many people doing that. As you can see on the Harley-Davidson advertisement, you know, they really do put these bikes through the test, but how many people owning these bikes actually go and do that? I don't know, but I'm going to be one of them. So I changed my tyres to the Anarchies for the winter, so I put the knobbly tyres on, and I went and found some more extreme green lanes, which were, it's a heavy bike, give it that way. I do a lot of off-road and trials riding on my balance. I know how to ride a bike off-road. I did struggle, went out with a few people. Yeah, I've done it. Did I enjoy it? Probably not. It's not the bike for that. The bike, you know, do the odd bit of gravel, go off-road, but not full on rocky terrain. I was going up some of these bits, and I thought, what am I doing this for? and again, with a bike like that, you know how much it's worth. Do I really want to be chucking it down the road or chucking it on the rocks? I don't enjoy it. So probably the Anarchies. Do I like them? They do a job, but do I benefit from them? Probably not. They look cool. They will be coming off in the next couple of weeks. Put the standard tyres back on. So I think I'll get more benefits from that as a rider. But yeah, they've done the job. And with the PSI, I did notice as well, because if you are an off-road person, you will notice you run at lower PSI. So Pan America, as soon as you put a lower PSI, the light comes up on the screen, which doesn't really bother me, but there is a light on the screen, and that's something that I did pick up on. But if you are going off-road, you want to lower the PSI, you get more grips, more flexible tyres, so you're going to get more of a ride. But anyway, that's the tyres. I've done them, I put them on, I enjoyed it, but not as much as I did when I was standard tyres, just doing the odd gravel, things like that. One thing I did pick up on, right, I'm honest here, so I am a salesman at Sykes Harley-Davidson, but one thing we did pick up on the bike was the heat hose. So the hose that connects the radiator is quite close to the exhaust. This is not a fault of the bike itself, it's a fault of the manufacturer at the time. So not all bikes get this, but some bikes may just be twisted slightly, which means the pipe comes at the radiator by the exhaust. It's quite close. Mine was close, and you can see it's wearing a hole through it. And But again, I've got to thank Harley-Davidson here in the fact that we wanted a hose. I wanted to carry on riding my bike. The hose was on back order. They were saying February to get this hose. They got it sorted. Brilliant service. Obviously, I'm going to big up our service team, but obviously the people behind the scenes at Harley-Davidson helped out and made it happen. So moving on to the new year. So it's coming up to 6 months of owning this bike. Obviously, I've done the 1,000 miles, the 1,000 mile service. It's coming up to the 5,000 miles. I hope you lot have done a lot more than that already. People, there's a few little niggly bits, people just popping up, but the more I speak to people, the more it's like these niggly bits aren't deterring them from selling the bike. They love the Pan America. It's a new bike, there's going to be little bits going on, but you're in safe hands with Harley-Davidson because they are taking care of these bits. You know, like the grab rail hasn't affected me. Am I that bothered about it? You know, it will get sorted, you know, and they have sorted it. The clock, people say about the clock, you don't realise how much you look at the clock, and did it annoy me? Yeah, but it's not something that's going to distract me from what a great bike the Pan America is, and I am really pleased. How does it compare to the Harley-Davidson I've owned in the past? It's not a Harley-Davidson, is it? But it is. It's clever. You know, you look at the standard Harley-Davidsons, what people have that say standard, the most common Harley-Davidsons, the Road Kings, the Heritages, the Fat Boys. You get the ride, it's all about the cruiser, sit back, but when you park up, you look at the bike and you admire the bike and chat about the bike. With the Pan America, you can do that, but when you're looking at the bike, you're chatting about the ride and where that bike's taking you. Again, are adventure bikes pretty? I don't think they are. They are what they are, but to ride them is where the fun is. It's all about the adventure and the memories made. Same as all the bikes. But the Pan America, when you park it up, you're talking about the experience and what sort of rides you've been on. A big question I get a lot of people, how does it compare? We have BMW riders coming Triumph, right? How does it compare to the other manufacturers? And the simple question for me is, I don't know. Because when I went to purchase this bike, I wasn't in the market for an adventure bike. I hadn't ridden any of the other adventure bikes, so it wasn't something I really thought about. So I love the Pan America. I bet all the other manufacturers are great as well. So I'm not going to go on here and just say you need a Pan America because they're the best adventure bike out there. They are another adventure bike with that Harley logo on the side. Harley brings you so much more, I think, as a brand compared to all the brands in the world. No one can answer it. How have Harley done it? It's belonging, isn't it? It's a funny one, but Harley is starting to embrace this new owner, this new customer that's coming through the door, and myself, besides we're doing the Pan America Breakfast Club, we're sending people to Wales, we've got a local off-road, we're going to embrace her and hopefully get people out riding with her. And with the chapter as well, we've got to remember, we get new people, new sort of riding going on, so it's something that we're learning, and I think Harley-Davidson learned as well, so we're quite close to our chapter and Hog as it is, and I know we're always learning, we're chatting and having ideas in the hat, but I really think there is a place for the Pan America and what we can offer in Harley-Davidson, and hopefully I will help that out and embrace what we can do. So I think the times are exciting. You know as much as I do when it comes to what Harley-Davidson have got on their sleeves when it comes to new product. What would I like to see? I want to see a smaller bike, I want to see something lower, probably a smaller capacity, around the 900cc. My dad loved a Pan America, he would love a adventure bike, he can't touch the floor. Even when you put the adaptive ride height on, lower the seat, there is a lowering kit out there for it now as well. You still can't, it's a big bike, so I'm hoping that Harley-Davidson will have a category for that. He's been out and bought a Tiger just because he wants to come on this adventure touring side of things. It's how inspired him. He's come from a sports bike, so it just shows that the market is growing, but I think Harley-Davidson need to work with Pan America and widen the models, and I think that would be a big plus for Harley-Davidson. My plans for the bike, I've got the luggage has arrived at last, so that's ready. I'm doing Slovenia to the Hog Rally, which I can't wait to do a few miles on the bike, and just got my own. It's going to be great. Just going to go ride the bike. Do I have much more planned off-road? I will be doing the byways around East Sussex, taking people out on tours. Will I be doing more adventurous off-road? I can do, will I? I don't think I want to. I love riding this on the road. I love just jumping on the bike and going. And people do say it is hard when you work with a brand to get outside of work to jump on a bike and enjoy it. Pan America, I'm getting that. It's I am all for the Pan America. So 6 months of owning the bike, I'm very happy. I'm happy with what the Harley-Davidson and the Pan America has offered me. A few little niggly bits. Has it bothered me that much? Nope. I hope that as a dealer, niggly bits you've had been looked after, the warranty is in place. I think they've been great. Silly little things that don't really affect the ride, but they're being sorted. So that really, yeah, I think that's great. Again, thanks for watching. I hope I'm going to bring some more videos this year. I want to really embrace YouTube and bring some tips on how to ride off-road, how to balance, you know, inspire you guys to go on some of my rides. Anyway, I'm Craig Moore, Sites Harley-Davidson. Find me on social media. Please like and subscribe this video, and hopefully we'll catch up in the future and we'll go and ride. So to all you Pan America owners, big up, and to people who are going to become a Pan America owner, come and join it. So I also forgot to mention that Harley-Davidson are now embracing the Mike Excellent experience. In the next few days or perhaps months, you will get the opportunity to go to Mike and see his centre. There will be a price for this. Again, I don't know the price yet, but I highly recommend you Pan Americas take time out of your busy schedule, ride to Wales. It's on the Wales Shropshire border around there. He has got some great roads lined up, but most importantly, he has got some of the best terrain in the UK for you to go and test your Pan Americas at. And when I say your Pan Americas, you haven't got to worry, because he has been supplied by Harley-Davidson UK some Pan Americas for you guys to use. So keep an eye on the Harley-Davidson socials, your local dealers' socials as well, and go and enjoy what Mike has to offer and his team up in Wales, and